So whatever you're saying whenever I get set up is what goes in the title. So
No pressure.
Allowing and receiving. I love it.
Mm.
That's what abundance is.
that was yesterday.
That's what feminine energy is.
Yeah. Morning, Craig.
Well, I always felt like the best man for the job was a woman, Craig.
Yep. Isn't that the truth?
Like, thanks for that yesterday. I ended up bringing home a truck full of girls from junior high, and
Wow.
and
Oh,
that
you're
was what I
brave.
was.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
And it was like, yeah, right, happy. I said we celebrated in the truck, and it was
Girls
pretty
rule,
special.
boys drool.
Oh, so sweet.
Isn't that the truth? Huh.
Well, just because we
Nice.
can only think of one thing.
Oh, let's not go there.
Who's thinking?
Come on, Craig, don't pile on me too.
Oh, that's primal, man.
Right.
Both sides of that is primal.
So true, so true.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Just so you know, I have a standing 8:30, so I have about 20
Yeah.
minutes
Good
to
morning.
share.
I have a client call. Oh, yeah. I just read your text. I just read your text now. Thank you. Mm.
Well, then you better get everything you need out.
Mhm.
Or receive and allow whatever is the genius for the next 15 minutes.
Yep. Soak it all
Beautiful.
up, Ginny.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful.
So my awareness this morning is prompting me to share that Neville Goddard's feeling is the secret. And to manifest, we feel in vibration with that manifestation. And sometimes our feelings are manifesting things we don't want. Sometimes being aware of that is our power.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That's a big yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big yes. Love it. Mm.
So I screenshotted part of that book. And I'm looking for it. Oh, well, this ties into yesterday's Power of Women. The subconscious, unlike the woman of the world who marries her husband to change him, has no desire to change the conscious waking state, but loves it as it is and faithfully reproduces its likeness in the outer world of form.
That's nice, Gigi.
Take a deep breath with that one.
Where's that quote from?
The
Oh,
feeling
that's
is
beautiful.
the secret. How would I feel where
Yeah.
my wish realized is the feeling which should monopolize and immobilize your attention as you relax into sleep. That's all I got today.
Yeah, right.
Immobilize your attention.
Yeah. Oh, God, I just love that.
Well, being a wife who has attempted to change her husband, that resonated with me. And see, the subconscious mind takes instruction. It doesn't decide.
Mm.
So that ties back to my yesterday awareness of not being aware
Mm.
and accepting the present state and embracing the present state
Mhm.
and loving what is, not trying to change it.
You're on a roll, Gigi.
I'm telling you, she's on fire. It's
It's
beautiful.
good.
Mm.
It's really
I've
good
dealt with
stuff.
fire. I'd rather be something else, maybe full of
Yeah.
light. Fire is a trigger word for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Our house was on fire in 2019.
Oh, yeah, no.
Five fire
Yeah,
trucks.
let's delete that then. Let's delete
Yeah, well,
that
that's
one.
okay because I'm seeing that from the ashes rose a phoenix, but it was,
Good for you.
you know, putting the dots together in hindsight, you
Yeah.
don't see it going through it.
Yeah, good for you.
We're all on a journey
Mm. Yeah.
of loving ourselves. Man, that's hard.
And easier when we're together.
Mm.
I just enjoy being water.
Yeah, that's
Are you
it, eh?
saying you're a drip? Sorry, couldn't resist. Or are you feeling a little flush? Oh man, the water jokes could keep coming. Why'd you open that door? The floodgates have started to break open.
Yeah, just liquid.
Liquid flows.
Mm-hmm.
Always fascinates me. It's that oh, that's all we are is conscious water.
Mm.
77%.
Hmm.
That's why the
What?
moon is so important.
That's why
Moon.
vibration is so important when you think about the hidden messages of water. You know, like
Mhm.
my husband was watering the lawn last night after church and he came in and said, I watered the lawn. I said, did you talk nice to it while you were watering it? Because
Yeah.
the words help it grow.
Mm.
Hmm. I celebrate Annette.
Mm.
Yes.
Still going through, still in her end results, still in the fire, but stepping through the ashes.
Yeah.
And staying in her power.
Mhm.
It's easy to fall into victim of circumstance.
Mhm.
That's the default. But to realize that you're not, and you can be a victor of circumstance.
Mm.
With that superpower of choice.
Yes. And how lucky we are.
Mm.
To be able to choose.
Mm.
And what I was thinking, it's like, yes, and we sit in that end result, we see that moment through, and we see that next moment on the other side. And it's like we get there and it's like, oh, eh, wasn't all that much different than yesterday.
It's true. It's very true that.
Yeah, we just change our relationship with it.
Yeah, we move on to another one,
Mm-hmm.
another creation, time for another one. Yes, and what's next?
But there's a big difference also when you manage to do what we're talking about and when you're fighting it. Because you might still get there
There's it.
fighting it.
Mm.
But when you don't have to engage with that fight,
Uh-huh.
there's just so much more than you could even make use of on the other side available to you.
Even
And
before,
power. Yeah.
even before the other side,
Yeah,
there's more available in the situation.
yes. Right, great.
There's something valuable in the situation.
Mm-hmm. It's amplified at the other side, though.
Yeah.
It's a building block for what's next.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like possibilities. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Building block for wholeness.
And creation, life, momentum.
Power of non-resistant thought.
Very powerful.
you know, if every day was $90 million worth of possibilities, it'd get kind of boring.
Say that again, Jess, sorry.
If every day was full of $90 million possibilities, it'd get pretty boring.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right?
Unless we valued the present state and that was ordinary.
Yes. Oh. Good one. Oh,
Or if my
But there's,
expectations,
as
Yeah.
Mo would say, there's an all-pervasive dissatisfaction, no matter how many zeros you put on that number.
mm-hmm.
Attachment, aversion, and all-pervasive dissatisfaction. Become attached
Mm-hmm.
or averse.
Mm.
And we have an inkling or a predisposition to be dissatisfied. But what do we do with that dissatisfaction? Do we focus on the current circumstance or do we focus on the possibility? I have to catch myself because a
Wow.
lot of times I look at the circumstance,
Mhm.
but it always has a possibility no matter how bad it is.
Does
When
the
you really-
dissatisfaction come from expectation?
Mm-hmm.
It often does.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time.
I think sometimes dissatisfaction comes from lack of self-love, not from circumstance.
Yes. A lot of the time. Because that self-love is about trust, right? And it's about being able to, like what I like to think is just rest in the embrace of life itself.
Hmm.
And when you can do that, then you're okay with wobbles.
It's like riding the waves.
Mhm.
Instead of being pummeled by them.
Mm.
Back to your water, Craig.
Mhm.
Yep.
Full circle.
I
It's
must
the
have a-
in-
Sorry. And I was just thinking that I've really been yearning for the ocean again lately.
Come visit me. I have ocean in Florida
Thanks, Gigi.
and sunshine.
and
Yeah.
sunshine and 85 degrees. Well, 65 right now, but it'll be 84 today.
Yeah, but it's Florida.
So yes, I live in paradise. It has been delightful sharing this space with you, and it is time for me to depart and head upstairs to my computer and open up another call.
Thank
Have a
you.
beautiful
Thank you,
day.
Jenny. Thank you for your wisdom this morning. Wow, you really, thanks.
My pleasure. Lots of
Yeah.
love.
Bye.
I
Cheers,
just
eh?
enjoy
Have
your
a beautiful.
presence, Jenny.
Yeah,
you.
likewise. Yeah, beautiful.
It's just the invisible to visible. It's like it's the steps along it. It's like, oh, declare it. There it is. That's what I'm after. Oh, allow what to roll in. And keeping the measures, the opportunities, the joys as the destination, and allowing the fruits of that, the results of it, the outcomes, the value, the opportunities that it gives for others. Connecting wants,
Mm.
that's my word today, connecting wants, connecting desires, connecting outcomes. And the tension of that. That's all that matters, is the tension of that to some outcome, to some desired result, to some passion. Connecting passions. That's genius.
Yep. It sure is. Well, guys, I got my word encouraged. Thank you. And I'm off to have a great day. Love you guys.
Thank you, Alison.
Bye, Allison. Thanks.
Yeah,
for
thank you for being here, Allison.
Love. Thank you,
You're welcome. Thank
Allison.
you. Thanks for being here
Blessings.
every morning. Bye.
Blessings. Bye.
Jesse, could you expand on that connection that you were talking about?
That connection focuses it on something. So just to be clear on that. Or is it just in general connecting genius, connecting passion, which is genius? Is that the that? That was just a clarifying question. So that I'll say that was my word for the day. So yes, we can explore it when I get to engage with your guys' words.
Okay. Yeah, my word today is expand.
Definitely includes connecting. Expansion has to go for something, kick off of something, hold on from something to another.
Yeah, the symbol around that I got is a sponge. Which connects expansion to liquid.
That's what I was thinking about too. The moisture in the air, the moisture everywhere. It's like that's how vibrations can move. Information can be stored.
Yeah, thank you for adding moisture to that. Moisture is airborne liquid. Pretty versatile stuff, that liquid.
Amazing to think we're 74 to 77% water. The human body. %22 in the bones. Connecting expansion.
I'd like to know how much of our energy field is water.
We know it can carry intentions. It can store intentions. And there's 96% more that we don't understand about it too, I'm sure.
I remember there was a superhero of some kind, comic book superhero that could turn himself to liquid. And water is a medium for sound and electricity. And vibration.
I just send thoughts to Mona. Through the waves of water. And Pascal. Love to hear Nikki's word if she's able.
Hey, hi. Yeah,
Hey,
hi, good morning. Yeah, so my word for the
Ruben.
day, yeah, it came to me, it just, my word for the day is mastery. And so what I wrote down for myself was mastery is not losing focus, it's ability to bring yourself back.
Mhm. When you do, huh?
Yeah,
That's great.
and I'm super grateful for that.
What did you master?
What did I master? What I'm mastering?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm mastering my thoughts.
Mm.
What I'm allowing and how it affects me. And then also with my actions, my behavior.
Mhm.
Mastering awareness.
Yeah.
Awareness of being charged.
Yeah, it is.
Awareness of everything.
Yeah. You know, yeah, that's it. Conscious is part of being that has awareness and determination. So you have the power again. Not guess, you have the power. It's like no second guessing now.
Mm.
Because what I'm really thinking is what I'm allowing to feel, and what I'm feeling that will bring it to my actions, and also my intentions behind that, like my truth of.
Awareness allows you conscious choice.
Yes. Yes.
Which is the possibility for mastery.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mastering choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing choices.
I like that. Mastering choices.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the center of power too.
Mm-hmm. And also questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Questions.
There's more there, Nikki.
Mm.
You got something else.
Mm. Yeah.
What about questions, Nikki?
I just know that when you know, with a question, you can get the answer.
And what do we call that? Tension.
Mm.
Tension.
Yeah.
Tension. Simplest form of structure.
Mm-hmm.
Are we quiet enough to
Mm-hmm.
one hear the question
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
to
that's.
hear the answer rather than
Mm-hmm.
create the answer or come up with the
Mm-hmm.
answer or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
make
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It should
Yes.
be. The past answers aren't the answers we're looking for.
Oh, yes.
The new answers are the ones that we want that create our choices.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the new answer? What's the fresh answer? Oh, that's good. Fresh answer.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good
I
word.
like that
fresh.
too. Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. Yesterday was an example of fresh answers.
Stay in the tension of the question.
Mm. Yeah.
And if I start to question, if I start to doubt it, let's put it that way, I do. I'll doubt it. I'll doubt. Is that the answer? Right? Is maybe I don't get something right. That's like, is that blank? Like that's what I'll see. Is like, is that blank? Is there nothing there? Is another question I'll ask. And if I still, it's like likely, then I'll ask for a time. Like ask the question for time. Do I need to know now?
Mm.
And now I've got a yes and no.
Mm.
Mm.
Yes and no are the easiest ones for us to decipher.
Yeah.
Because everything else is a metaphor, a vision, a picture, an action, a movement, very subtle. Just like yes and no is very subtle, but
Yeah.
and the more that I go in to try and make sense of it, the quicker it dissolves. Meaning that being the answer that I'm asking for. Mastery. Mastery of fresh answers.
Sacral responds to yes, no questions.
Mm.
I was working with a guy a couple of days ago, and it was he was getting his yes in his gut and his no's in his heart. It's like, wow, how cool is that? And then we went back to when he was a kid. he's like, oh, wow. He said, I can feel that again. I said, yeah, man, when you're there, that feeling, then ask the question, what do you want to know? Just look for the answer there. When you're in your joy, when you're in your peace, that's in your power. That's the only place you'll get the obvious answer, the fresh answer. That's why the feeling is so important. Because it is the only thing we want. It's the only thing we desire is that feeling. That experience of the feeling. It's the only measure that says we're in the right direction. We're doing things, we're connected, connecting to our truth, our passions, our purpose. And if it's off, quickly change it. As much as I want to hold on to it, as much as I want to hold on to that shit feeling, that anger feeling, that I'm going to get you feeling, oh, son of a bitch. Just because I stay home doesn't mean I need to do all the housework. You really want me to wash your bowl out and put it in the dishwasher for you? Really? Really? That's right. Oh, there's just that little angry boy. Doesn't make it any easier, even when you see put the attention on it.
I got into being a wobble in this couple of days. I realized that I wasn't instructing my unconscious. I wasn't giving it clear instructions. So that's why I was all over the place. And it became very much in a spiral. And I wasn't feeling good. I really wasn't feeling good. Yeah. And now this morning I realized that whatever programs or whatever it was, because it comes up constantly. So now I understand that I give instructions to it now. I give clear instructions because I also know now how I want to feel. I really know how I want to feel in my body. Yeah. And knowing that
So
now
instead of just letting it drift,
yeah,
giving it clear instructions. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm giving it clear instructions, and it's very interesting then, because then I can be in the present of creating actually the end result of how and what I'm choosing then.
When you noticed that, then what is it that you would label giving it the directions?
My focus. Where I put my power. What the trigger part, the trigger of when you say charge, I can now understand where I'm off balance when I get off charged, when I'm charged. Because now I'm understanding there's a lot of releasing, but at the same time, if I'm going to make an impact, as I would love, right, to inspire possibilities, I have to take charge of knowing and be very aware of when that happens, because I know now it's happening. Before I didn't, but now I know. And it gives me a wonderful kind of relax. I can relax into it now. And that is everything, just to relax into it.
I keep hearing like it's the true choice and like setting the true choice, setting the focus in the true choice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for letting me share it, because that's it.
Yeah, I'm getting something before that actually. And that's when there's a release that creates open space. And so being aware of the open space and actually choosing what occupies that open space.
I'm going to add fresh space too. No, it's talking about the same guy, is that he's been saying, I will love a life. I will love my life. That's what he started doing as a result. And haven't heard, it's been a couple of days, but the point of it is that when we created that space, he could go into feel when he had joy as a child. He was looking for, what's my passion? What do I do now? What's next in my life? It's like, I can't provide you the answer, just the tools to find it.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't say choice. I said, all right, man, don't do it then. Because choice was charged for him.
In what way, Jesse?
He just says, I said, start with say out loud, I choose to love a life. I choose to love my life. I said, try that out loud. So he said it out loud. It's like, all right, what part of that didn't you like? Like, where was the charge?
Okay. Yeah.
What word? Every word's charged. And I didn't think he would come back with choice at all. I thought it'd be something else.
Yeah.
He said choice. I said, well, replace choice then with something that'll flow. And it'll come back, right? It'll work. We're always working our words. Point is, what works for me likely won't work for anyone else. It's just a demonstration. It's a start of it. It's a freshness.
So what was the charge in the word choice for him?
Mm.
It was restricting.
Ah,
Mm.
oh,
And couldn't flow. He
oh
couldn't
yeah.
have it. I can't say that. I can't say my choice. So it's information to me if I was to continue to work. Yeah. But it is. It's like, okay, he doesn't feel he has choice. He's not allowed to have choice. So how can you go for what you want if you don't have your choice? It's huge information.
Mm.
Tells me all the other ones are fine, he can love his life. Yeah. Just the choice of it. So it's like,
Yeah.
where is he? So everywhere in his life, he doesn't feel he has a choice. That's from childhood, man.
Mm.
Well, there's a not allowed to choose side of that, but there's also a being forced to make a choice.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. Both sides of it. Yeah. So great. Thank you for the clarification or the expansion. Expansion. There you go. Fresh expansion.
Yeah. Mm.
We were just having a conversation. I wasn't coaching, and it turned into that. Yeah.
What's coming up for me in that is being forced to say you're sorry.
Yeah.
And you know damn well you're not.
Yeah. Whew.
But it's kind of forced out of you, right?
Imagine imagine a rebel having to do that.
Imagine wow, here's one. Being forced to tell the truth.
Yes, same thing. And it gets you out of trouble.
Yeah, does that ever mess up your truth mechanism, hey?
Back into corner, right? How are you going to get out of it? Big time, big time, big time. Just say the words you need to say.
Mm.
That's from a child, man. That's a childhood pattern right there that we all, especially Christian family, loves.
Oh yeah.
Oh, drop that in the bucket.
Squeal on your brothers and sisters.
Oh. Mhm.
No, that's
Mhm.
what the younger ones did. That's how the younger ones got it, and then the older ones
Mm.
just beat them up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
true is that? How true is that? Oh, wow, that's true.
Yeah. Passing the buck,
Mm.
covering up.
So you see how everyone's truth is screwed up.
Absolutely.
And yet I want people to be truthful with me.
What are you truthful?
Mm.
Uh,
Well, and just go to the definition of truth.
mm.
So yes, but my expectation of someone else's truth is only mine.
Mm.
So that is an unfair request.
The truth is also when you go into what you want and what you're feeling.
Well, that's mastery. And finally having like 10 to 15% of people are able to do that. So their study, whatever study says that of however many people they studied.
I just like how you yesterday in the last 10 or 15 minutes, how you could go from a real ego, from pure turn it around into creator in being in that space of really seeing, you know, what could it be, how could it be better or be better. And I think that's really heart-centered, because we can think about all the things that we think we should do, but when you go into that turnaround and just see it from a creation point of view, and that is really what it was, and everything changed, like right there, everything just changed from literally from black to white. Boom. Tina got it, I got it. Just, you know, it was, and that I feel was a real shift of perspective in being heart-centered, in being the creation of being, you know, bringing awareness to that, like how could it be better. And it's just so like, wow, simple and as water flowed, it just flowed. You didn't need to add on anything. It's just a flow. And that's what I also love, the truth, when you give that opportunity and then that person can receive it for themselves and then weigh and say, oh, that is true. And then they get it. So it's not even you forcing anything or saying anything. You must, because we're always trying to force things, you know, it's the truth. And that's where everything comes easy. It comes like water. It's just like, be like water. It's just a flow. And a person can just wash themselves. And I literally saw myself under a waterfall when that happened. Stood under the waterfall and let the water just flow like down. And I just felt that flow of ease and grace. And I went, thank you.
It is one of the magic words. Could.
Yep.
What's that again, Jesse?
I said it's one of the magic words.
What is?
Wonder if I could.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wonder if I could.
I don't know is a magical phrase. Questions is a magical structure.
I think it's
a creator question.
Definitely. That's why I call it magic.
Yeah.
It is a toolbox for the creator, yes.
I wonder how, right, Nikki?
yes. Oh God, I wonder how. Oh my God, I went through that so many times. I wonder how I could. Oh, it's just opened a lot of things for me. And what I love is the practice that overcomes the moment of mastery in your reality. So now I'm starting to say it's okay to practice and fall and not get it 100% right, because now I can just get up again and practice and fall and fall and practice and fall and fall. And that's mastery, because I don't know if it doesn't matter if I get it right. It's not about getting it right. It's about practicing in mastering the opportunity of bringing it into my reality, even if it's just little by little. I really don't mind now because I'm not having no resistance and I have no desire now. I am at that place. And I really feel now this is my opening gates to say finally, when I say finally, just, yeah. There's nothing better than the now. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. There's literally nothing better than the now. I'm going to love this moment. I'm just going to love this moment.
How could I love this moment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't it? What? It's just like opening up. Just opens up. It's just,
It is all we have
yeah, yeah, that's it. Just,
because it will become the past
mhm.
and it comes from the future.
Yeah, I love that.
That's why I love that exercise of putting awareness of people's, where's your thinking in terms of time. It frames it, limits it for the context, it focuses it, yeah. And then they see, become aware of their unconscious.
Yeah.
Does it come from the future or does it come from the field?
The moment of now always comes from the future.
Are you sure?
Every moment. You can chew on that one. It's time for coffee. I know what you're saying, but if we're only looking at future, present, and past, that's the context I focused on. So the now always comes from the future. Now, see, and it becomes the past.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we draw the future to our now. Because if we believe in knowing what we're doing, yeah, it's actually in our future already. Mm.
Now,
It's like you have,
I'm open,
yeah,
Craig. I'm open, Craig, to understand, like, did it come from the field? Now the field's different. It's like, as long as we're alive, we're going to have every moment of now, but it's the now, the next to now comes from the future. Right?
Okay.
So that's how I hold it for you. And for me anyway, that's how I hold it.
Enjoy your coffee, mate. Yeah, that's the assumption that it comes from the future. Now is a choice point, though. You can create in the choice point, or you can assume the future in the choice point. That's the choice, actually. It's an opportunity to step out of the past, present, future continuum. The subconscious operation of that continuum. Or do you want to be in the superconscious?
Mm.
Of the past, present, future.
Mm.
Not making a choice is also a choice.
Exactly. Yes.
But you're saying your now choice is affecting the future timeline.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we're doing in the creative space, Joe.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Is we're actually
Yeah.
consciously changing the future.
Yes.
We're taking that
Yes.
timeline out
Yes.
of its time space continuum, and
Exciting.
we're using that now point, that choice
Mm.
point,
Mm.
to interrupt
Cool.
it,
Mm. Yes.
to insert something new into it
Oh, yes.
that isn't there. It's not in the future until we
Take action
bring
on
it in. Yeah,
Yeah,
until we
that's
bring
it.
it in,
Yeah.
until we make it
Yeah.
part of the timeline.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the now is the field. The choice point is the field.
But you have to create it in the field first.
Yep.
And through creating it in the field, because it's all limited possibilities there, right?
Yep.
That when we pull it down, and
It's inviting the field into the timeline.
exactly right. That's exactly what.
That's why we're seeing miracles. Because in the timeline, from the timeline perspective, it appears to be miraculous. From the field's perspective, that's everyday stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's getting very exciting now here. I'm just going to tell you, it's getting very exciting. It's really exciting. Oh,
Yeah. We're not trapped in the timeline.
yeah, yeah. And we're just not trapped, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. Like, it's just so good. I love it. It's unbelievably amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I love that. Yeah. Mm. And that's what I love, even when people, human, like just human, like, you know, anybody that going through pain and in pain is inevitable, it's going to happen. But then this is when our conscious has to rise up to super conscious, to our higher self, and then create from that. Because then it's allowing to things to fall away from matter and rise up. Right? Because it's very, it can get very like complicated, you know, because you're so in the pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're so in the pain of it. And same with things like what is happening, even in the body or whatever. But then when you know that there's, you know, to actually rise up to super conscious and then allowing that to be pulled down and say, okay, I wonder
Bringing
if this could
awareness into
bring a, yeah,
into subconsciousness, into unconsciousness.
yeah, and yeah. And then it's not so much logical thinking, it's really heart-centered in knowing what you truly want. Because like she said, she doesn't want to be leaving him. You know what I mean? It was like, that's what she really didn't want. But the pain was so, and it was so difficult. It was so hard that it blinded. But then in the end, when it came to a clear understanding that, you know, she actually, that's what she didn't want. What she wanted is to just be able to rise above the pain and see a better option. And that's what happened in the end. And that's what I felt, a huge shift, because she actually felt that shift, that she said, yeah, we don't really want to leave each other, but it's through the pain and all the obstacles and difficulties. And that's the thing, and rise above that. And now she can see it in a different light of seeing from a creative point of side of how can I make this, how could I do this or make this better or be better?
Oops, there's the B word again.
Because the B, what do you,
Better.
what? Mm.
Old structure word.
Yeah, it's an old structure word. I hear that. Yeah. Well, then I wonder how I could allow this, or not even allow it. That's also structure. Just allowing to
all the patterns, all the automatic patterns that we operate in are in this, in the unconscious.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Some of those patterns are beneficial or have been applied to things that are beneficial and useful, and others have been applied to things that are detrimental and not useful. And some were useful, but they're not anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, all of them were beneficial in one way or another when they were first created.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
But the value or the benefit or detriment has changed over time.
Mm.
For example, walking is a pattern and it's beneficial. You don't have to think about it anymore. You just
Right.
get up and walk. You don't have to think
Correct.
about putting one foot in front of the other.
Correct.
It becomes autonomic.
Oh, yeah, correct.
But so does every other pattern.
Wow.
Even your heartbeat and your breathing is that way. I used to be a competitive runner when I was in
Mm-hmm.
all the way from elementary school to college age, and I got so that I could actually control my heartbeat,
Mm.
slow it down, speed it up. And that's an example of mastering an autonomic pattern.
Yeah.
So one day I stumbled across that ability to do that. So that subconscious thing came into my awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that I could actually control it.
Wow.
I could actually
Like
tell my
that.
heart how fast to beat.
Hmm. Mm.
Guys that do triathlon in the Olympics, that's where you cross country ski and shoot at targets. They become masters at that. Because you have to slow your heartbeat down in order to hit the targets. You have to bring yourself into calmness intentionally in order to be accurate on your shots. So it kind of follows that that'd be true for pretty much every subconscious pattern that we've taken on.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Whew.
Wasn't that your word, Nikki? Mastery?
Yeah. Mastery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what would happen if those guys applied innocence to their practice. You know, if they just dropped into innocence. Wonder how that would affect your accuracy.
That assumes that they don't.
and overall performance. Well, they might. I mean, I don't know for sure. But just a little curiosity that came up.
Yeah. That's the beauty, is that we can only see what people do, right? And they might have a whole nother word for it. They may not even do it. Who knows?
While you were gone, Jesse, we were talking about inviting the field into the timeline.
Yeah. As I stepped away, I was contemplating it, yeah, and I don't disagree that all the cloud of possibilities produces the now. And so in that is to select out of that cloud of possibilities, all that's there is what creates the now.
Yes.
And so from that perspective, it's like, yes, the field doesn't know time. It's just a collection. It's just all that there is, and everything as best I can tell about it, or what I would know. Never studied it.
Yeah, everything that's possible.
Past, present, and future, like there is no time. We're the only, they say we're the only ones that have made up time. And that's why I use it as one of those examples, because it's one of those things we take it for granted. And it's all it is it's what we can see of our actions, because action can't exist without a time. And we know we start young and die when we get older. Action's always measured in moments of time, which is always the difference. It's the change. And so when there's time, it's like, well, then what else could we look at at time? It's like what we're looking at is the space between. So that's my fundamental view of it, is that we've created a construct of time, and then we are a space of water. You can't be in my space, I can't be in your space, right? Your physical space, your body. So like what's in that, it's just full of charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, we create an attachment to it, an attachment to time.
Yeah.
Well, it's always there, like we are. It's the common denominator in our perception.
Time is part of the illusion.
I think it is too. I mean, but yes, and we all know we have a finite amount of it here in this experience. And I have no interest in talking too much farther than that. I just don't think it doesn't do much for us. Because there's nothing more important than right in the moment of now.
And that's where you create.
Yeah.
That's when you create, when you're in this now moment, just because.
Yeah.
In what you're thinking, in what you're feeling, you know, go back to where you put in your power. Because you know when you know that when you can be aware of when you get off track, when you charged, I can actually feel it now in my body.
Hmm. Yeah.
I can actually feel the charge when it comes. Yeah, this is everything. It's changed everything for me now. Because then I can really get back to presence in knowing what I could. What I could create now, not what I'm thinking logically, because that
Yeah.
goes nowhere. It
That's
keeps
an
me stuck.
attachment. It's attachment.
Yeah, it keeps me stuck. It actually drives fear into me. I get supercharged with fear and anger. Even anger comes up.
Mm. Anger was my response to fear.
Yeah, and so I don't feel like I have my back against the wall anymore when I can discharge myself and say, it's I can see it. I don't need to deny it, but I also don't need to put water to it as such. I don't want to use the fire word because, but I don't need to add on to it. I can actually let it go. I
You
can just
move
let
to
it
the
go.
center. You move to the center of the room.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like that.
Just like that. Like literally, just like that.
With the could, I could be in the center of the room.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, it took that next moment, right? That next moment, that next possibility to say, oh, I don't have to be stuck here. I could go here, but it couldn't happen in that moment.
Mm.
Because awareness is always a start. Like, I love it. Like every moment of now is a new starting position.
Mm.
It could be a new starting position. And I think
And when
that talks
yeah,
to Craig, what you said. It's like it comes from the
yeah,
field. It's like, yeah, without a doubt.
it's without a doubt, because you can feel it in your body. Your body just speaking to you. Like it's just loud. It's so loud now that I'm so grateful I can hear it. It's like, yeah, it gives you relax. You can go into a relax. And you cannot hear when you are having so much noise around you. You can't hear. The monkey brain or chitty chatty and going, la, 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 la. You don't hear. You can't hear. It's the same as like, be still, be quiet, and then wait. You don't need, and that gives you that open to say, what do I need to hear? Like literally ask the question, what do I need to hear? Like, and then hear, just hear. And then it's a whole different experience. And then you get what you want. You really do get what you want. And it's like, oh, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. And it's so much fun. Because you're so like, wow, in your own power, not trying to be overpowered, overpowering someone. It's so freeing. And then you really get to say, wow, what could we do in the sense of, yeah.
And it's like, that's what we are. And many others are bringing into the world.
Mm.
Our true being. Like, I mean,
Exactly. Our true
we
being.
didn't think ourselves to the now. We didn't think ourselves to this body. We didn't think ourselves into existence. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. We chose it. Yeah. And we maybe and probably we had to do it a lot. I don't know. I can't. That's another one that I don't really want to go into because you
Yeah,
open it
yeah.
up and
Yeah,
You
yeah.
said we
anywhere.
chose ourselves into existence.
And that's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree with
Best I
that.
got now. Best I got now, but I I don't know how many times. That's the other one. Maybe it was
Mm.
just once. Maybe it was multiples. Someday we'll know.
Yeah,
See, I
and
can't
super
step
conscious
into that.
language. It was at the perfect time in the perfect way.
Yeah. Closest thing I got to that is nature, natural creation.
Mm.
Yeah, it's there. I don't want to. Hi, Joe.
It's hey Joe.
Hey guys, I've been here for the last half an hour, but I'm just chilling. Big love to see you.
No, brother. And I didn't acknowledge you and wanted you to know that I knew you were here.
Mm.
Thank you, brother. Big love to you all.
I think that's why it's so important what our thought process, what we're thinking, and how we see ourselves. Because you can't really change, or you only can change how you see yourself. This is very, very powerful. And that's accepting of everything. You don't have to agree, but you can accept it. You know what I mean? It's not even to negotiate. It's basically what you now get to create and how you see yourself, or what you're thinking, what your thought process are. And it's connected to your feelings.
Yeah. And the alternative, like the other side of it, is to judge that.
Yeah, and that's the sabotage. That's where we sabotage ourselves constantly. And that is, it's because it's just cruel. It's cruel. It's basically cruel. It's cruel.
Survival is cruel.
Yeah, it's just cruel.
Are we judging there though? Like, is that a judgment? Are we wanting to shift that judgment to curious? Is that judgment going to hold that where it is?
No, can't. I think, Joe, I think of answering that, right? I think that's the key, is to shift it. Now I can understand in survival why we had to do it that way.
Right.
But when survival's taken care of, when survival's there, it's like the threats aren't there anymore. It's like we holding on to that same thing won't work.
The charge. That's what it is.
Mhm.
That feeling of being, yeah.
It's generations. I mean, it's the field that's passed it on,
Yeah.
the information,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Yeah.
something bigger keeps like, hold that. You are powerful. I love that book, The Man Who Tapped the Universe, and it's like, it's been a history of the lesson of greed. It's part of survival. Control. People wanted to survive the best, the easiest. And that just happens to control from the past. Because it's scary to surrender to the uncertainty. So
What I also, yeah. Oh,
Go
this
ahead.
is so good. Oh, I really love this because when we have a thought that it's not going to, like, say that person's not supporting me, we're actually allowing that to come into existence, and that person will not support us. It's the
That is
same when
only
you
thing
think
create.
that's it. And when you have an assumption about somebody, that assumption will come real. If you really feel that, because I just witnessed today, I thought there was I very sensitive, so I'm picking up a lot of things unconsciously and consciously. I always, and I don't drive myself insane anymore about why and this and that, because I get the why out of my vocabulary. I don't go there. But I did notice something of yesterday that I did share, and I realized, oh, and you know what? It was not true. It was my belief. It was my belief that I thought, this particular person is doing A, B, and C because of this. And then I realized, no, it's not that person. It was me. It was me. I made an assumption. I took a belief. I put it upon myself to think, But then you realize when you get out of your way, and this is very, very powerful, when you really get out of your way, not having those thought patterns, coming in with the good intentions of saying, I'm just going to show up and see what happens, just be. You realize that tension that I created, I could let it go. And when I let it go, that person could show up, and that person could be themselves in such a way that they showed me their truth. And I went, wow. So everything that literally is happening, we are creating it all the time in our thought pattern and in our actions, because we are not being our truth then. We are not being in our true nature, because we are just trying to figure it out and to control. That's what we're doing. And when that can come to that place where we can just say, okay, what do we want to choose? What do we really want to create? And what do I really want to feel? And how can I carry that through the day?
Mastery. That is profound. It's fresh.
Yeah.
And I hear it all through your voice. All around in the space between the words. so you can hear mastery.
Yeah.
And scarcity is the root of survival.
Mm.
But that's from the past.
Mm.
But that is what we've been creating as a whole.
Mm.
Because we don't think that scarcity is a choice. Can't imagine that why would we want to create scarcity? Because it is how we survived. But that's looking backwards. That's looking backwards. I mean, I constantly see us, like humanity, shooting through space like comets, and all we're doing is looking back at our trail.
We assume that because we begin our human journey in helplessness.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see.
Mm.
I think we train into that.
No,
No? Okay.
no, you can't feed yourself when you're born.
Well,
You're very
yeah.
dependent.
Well, like I'm going even at conception. So, I mean, if we're going to experience it, we have to go back to the conception, like at that moment. But I understand, like when we come into this world, then it's that way. But you asked what was first, our first experience, and I say it's like we created ourselves.
Yeah, but once we've created ourselves, all the rules change.
And I think the rules changed when we were birthed into this world.
Mm.
That's where I say that starts.
Yeah, that's
When
the
we
human.
when we
that's-
come into
yeah.
form, when we come into form,
Well, we were
into physical
formed.
form.
We were formed at conception. No?
Yeah, we're creative energy.
Not until birth do I say that's true. And that's where our helplessness is growing from. Yeah, but it's like you had to have something. If like we're going to get back to something, yeah, it'd be to learn that helplessness. Yeah, like that. Yes, I agree. That's where the pattern comes from. You know, is that moment. But then it's like as a child, you're always in it until you start to understand the words, the structures, the behaviors, and it's like all of it is. I think that's why we keep trying to get back to it, our genius, to open up and get back to our genius, is because of all the structures from birth on that have told us that we're not that.
Wow.
Yeah, all of our
Yeah.
super conscious abilities become restricted.
Yeah, they become number two. They become a second or third.
Yeah.
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 Temporarily though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see, the assumption
Or
that
permanently
humankind
for
has
people.
is that's permanent,
And
it's-
just as
and
Nikki
it's not,
says,
as we've discovered.
just as Nikki says, whatever, if we think it forever, it will be forever.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. It's really, that is it. Yeah.
So then I say, like, then there's a probability, because you can't either create or destroy energy. There's a probability that we come back to learn it again.
That is the truth. Yeah, that is definitely the truth.
And when we do that again, we're just adding more information to the field.
Yeah.
And now
But
we're at a
also-
unique time that we don't need to do that any
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah. That's why you don't need to preach because people know already. They know already. Yeah. That's why I like open questions now. Allowing yourself to get your own answers. Because that's the
Just-
ha-ha moment. That's when the ha-ha, aha, I got that. Then rather telling somebody with force. Because that's a pattern that I have now understood. My life was just always forced. And I took on that force. And now I can let that force go.
Like Ginny opened this morning, was like, oh,
Yeah.
someone called her all in a panic, and for 18 minutes, that
Yeah.
force was just coming out in spewing. And she's like, all right, well, here's the question. Oh, moved on.
Yeah, that's it. Because it's just a story getting repeated over and over and over. We can play the story all day long, every day, all day.
That's right.
It's just a story.
No, I do agree with that, and I came from a group of people that their premise was change your story. I agree to the age of 6, to the age of 4, but it doesn't change the emotion.
Oh, there's it. Yeah.
The emotion is timeless. The story has time. The story has a beginning, and the story is only in this lifetime. The emotions are in the field. The emotions are humanity's emotions, and they're all the way through the whole experience. So if you can change your story, but what I've seen is that you can't change that emotion though. So that trigger, that charge will be there no matter how
There's it.
often you change that damn story. And it's fake, it's false, and it's doesn't work.
I don't know. Like I heard a story of a guy that was incredibly unlucky, and he used to tell himself he was unlucky all the time, and then he just thought, you know what, I'm going to tell myself a different story. And he said that I'm the most successful, happy, magical things happen to me. And it took him about 4 months, of saying that, telling that story to himself.
Sure.
Before.
Without a doubt. And the point becomes that he had to become a believer, which is why affirmations, are hit or miss. But at the root of it, he still has a wounded emotion that's still playing. Unless he was able to let that go, which is all that you need to do. And so it's like could have worked for him to let it go, and the emotion shifted underneath of it too.
Well, if what he was letting go was part of his old identity, it was part of his not being successful, but then because he was coming a new identity, he wasn't just talking about a goal, I want to be rich. He was talking about his identity. So like, I'm really successful, I'm really amazing things happen to me, I'm really lucky. And yeah, it took a while to drill that in before it caught up.
And so I think yeah, Joe. And I'd say the fastest way then is the emotion. If you want to like clarify, it's like the fastest way to change it instantly is through the emotion.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's spot on. Definitely.
And the other one is a lot of work, is a lot of affirmations. It's a lot of sticky notes that you have to tell yourself. But I mean, we know affirmations. If you don't believe it, it's not going to come true. I mean, and the belief is the unconscious, and you can't tell the unconscious anything because it's a tape player. It doesn't listen to you.
Well, exactly. It has no discernment. It's just,
It says
yeah.
yes to whatever you say. It
It
says
says
yes.
yes to everything you say. Yeah, it's like that's why the instructions that you give to the unconscious in saying, this is what I'm choosing, this is how I want to feel.
Hello.
And then allowing it to know how I can take it through the day with all my decision making. Not being so charged and reactive.
So
So
say
it's a
someone's like,
state, it's a state of being, you know, it's a state of being. Because the brain is the language, as they say, the language, how they say, yeah. Okay, go, Joe. I'll think about one. You
someone's
wanted
like
to say something?
say someone's like really, really charged and like really, really angry. Like what if we were to take some steps with, or like say it was ourselves that was feeling like that, what would be the process recommended, if anything? You know, if we had someone that was really charged up and really, really angry, or that was me, like,
Yeah.
what would be the steps?
I
And
would
like,
put you in an
where
anchor. I'd have you do an anchor.
Nice, nice.
I mean, you have to be aware of it. What's triggering it? Where did it come from? And then put an anchor on it, because all that is retraining the unconscious extremely quick. The problem with the affirmations is you forget to tell yourself it. So you play
Yeah.
the old pattern again. You play the old pattern because the old pattern is just a huge train that's already on the tracks. And all you're trying to do is put a penny on that track to get the train off. That's what an anchor does. It replaces it. So it's all rewiring your brain, which is what affirmations do. They're just damn slow. Changing the story, it's slow. And many
It's the
people I
words.
find way deep that it doesn't work. Too many people get frustrated that it doesn't work. And I'm about helping people fast. There are slow ways, I just don't want to do them. I think they're a waste of time. So Joe, I would say a demonstration of that was yesterday. Yeah, it took a while, but man, not one thing didn't change yesterday. There was deep changes yesterday.
Deep. My God.
Now, affirmations don't do deep changes.
No, they don't.
Yeah. No, it's
Well, like, saying that though, like the affirmations would work when you're in the creative structure, but it's when you're not that they don't work.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, Joe, that is exactly. Oh, well said.
It's very different. It's very different when your affirmations come to you from the field than when they come somehow from the physical realm.
Yes.
You know, because it's the power of truth.
I did used to get a good thing off affirmations, but I think it's down to like your suggestibility. Like I think my suggestibility is quite high, so all it takes is for me to say I'm grateful, I'm blessed, and before you know it, I am. It's like it's weird. But obviously, in them hard times, it's like when you're really grumpy, it's like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Guys,
why word. Yeah.
Go on, Nikki.
No, it's just I just reminded myself about the words are the language of the brain, and the feelings are the language of the body. So what you feel and what you think is the state of being.
You,
That
you
just
sound,
came up. That came
you
up to
sound,
me now.
I hope you
Hmm?
don't take something wrong way, Nikki, but you sound like a lot more like relaxed, yeah. And I'm enjoying it when you're talking and you're just taking them like
Oh,
little silences.
I am a new woman.
You know, when you take
I'm
them little
telling
silences,
you.
it just allows me to process what you're saying, you know?
Mm.
Just that little moment of, like, and it's like, and you
Mm.
just feel like you've got
Mm.
a whole different relaxed demeanor to you.
I quite like myself.
Oh. Yo, guys, I've got a call in 25 minutes, so I'm gonna go have a coffee. Yeah, I love you. It's
Okay,
been good
thanks, Joe.
deal with
Cheers,
you.
eh?
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, likewise. Big
Peace
love.
out.
Peace out.
Big love. Big love.
Big love. Feeling it. Feeling it. Feeling it. Wow. Wow.
Different experience today, hey, Nikki?
Oh my God, I just waited for you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I was just thinking, you must have read my mind.
Yeah.
You must have read my mind, literally read my mind. Right now, like sending so much love, talk about big love and much love. And oh my God, it's crazy, but it's so
Yeah,
good.
I'm really energized by where the conversation went today.
Yeah, me too. Hey,
Yeah. A lot
it's
of
co-creative.
genius came to the surface,
Oh, this is pure co-creation. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's so, it's like water. Like Bruce Lee says, be like water. It's like water. It's just a flow, and it's information and real amazing ideas of really just grasping and learning and what you know to take the obvious action. I think it's just the path that I choose. I've always chosen, but I'm just now knowing that I have really the right people to guide me, to really guide me. And yeah, this honestly, I gotta say, like, this is a long, this, I feel it. I just feel it now. I finally can feel it. I finally can feel it, like feel it in my whole being and just be with such appreciation, like, oh. And when Jesse spoke about this scarcity, I feel no lack. I feel no lack here. There's nothing lacking me. Nothing's lacking. Nothing to add on either. It's just like allowing, just feeling it and processing it and being aware of where I'm charged, where, and you can, it's just a feeling. It's a feeling. And now when you change your energy, you change your life.
There's
You
a book
change
title.
you change your energy, you change your life because it's in the feeling. Nothing to prove, nothing to earn. It's just in the feeling. Nothing's wrong, nothing's right. It's just the feeling. It's like, yeah, so
Mastery is being able to pull apart the entanglement of our thoughts and our feelings.
yes.
And when we do
Mhm.
that, there's true choice.
Yeah, and you get what you want, what you really, really want.
which is what we all want anyway. We just don't know how to
Right.
do it.
We just don't know how to do it. Oh, it's just quite.
We
Yeah,
know
so
one way to do it that doesn't work, and we keep trying it. It was quite interesting. I shared with I told my partner, I was like, look, you have an equal seat as far as I go.
mm,
I just don't know how far you want to go.
mm,
And
Did he
The
understand what you told him?
the response was what didn't even include the next phase.
What does that mean?
The response didn't include the next phase.
His
Meant-
response.
That's right. The response was like this phase, and I was talking about this phase.
Oh, okay. Okay. He couldn't see that far ahead.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder where the resistance is to that.
Scarcity. Without a doubt. It's just all it's the change your story mentality.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that is the coaching he's accepted and declined to mine.
Okay.
So I don't coach.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just put choices. I just lay
that cha-
choices.
That changed the story is very interesting, because the thing is, if you change the story from your headspace and what you already know, then the story really isn't going to change.
That's the point. That's exactly it. You're not bringing your heart in, Craig. That is
However,
beautiful.
however, if you change the story from the field, all of a sudden it's like, holy crap.
The emotion, that's the entanglement between the emotion and the story. It's like when you don't pull those two apart and separate them and choose and play with them, you're going to be trapped in the same feeling of scarcity.
Yeah, that's the part that I haven't been able to understand. I've been told that over and over again in the last few years is change your story. And I'm going, okay, so I changed my story, and then I take my new story back and I get the same kind of response. Oh, you didn't change your story. And I go, well, yes, I did. I worked on it really, really hard.
Well, yeah. Well, no,
But it was another.
Pay me again, and I will help you change your story.
Right, exactly. No, that wasn't good enough.
Right.
That
And it's
effort,
like,
that effort wasn't good enough.
that's why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Structure.
Yeah.
And it's a no is scarcity. At least give me a no, and this is how we can do it. Oh my God, that is so much better. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But a no, a yes and is even better, because a yes and acknowledges what is created, and you could completely change it and the person would be on board with you. Because you gave them yes affirmation that you included it, and then you added to it, even if you changed the whole strategy. That's a real master.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I spent a lot of time with Nikki on the phone yesterday, and there's nothing personal in what I'm going to say, Nikki. But basically, what I'm looking back on that experience, and I realized that you and I had a conversation that basically and we were interacting in the field together, and we changed your story. We actually changed your story. In that amount of time.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And I'm kind of amazed right now that I'm seeing that I'm seeing the power of that with respect to story. That's really
100%.
yeah, that's pretty powerful.
Like literally, it's
Because I didn't realize that that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was so much, and it was so much, but and so much, yeah, it was so much appreciation there, but
Well, both of
Yeah,
us walked away with a different story
completely.
of our
Oh,
lives
completely.
and what everything up to this point
Yeah.
means.
Right. Yeah.
Which is half of the equation. So of course it works half the time because because it's half of the equation. I think the heaviest and biggest part is the emotion.
Yeah.
So, it's not even half. I think it's like 90% of it is the emotion, 10% of it is the story. And when you work and focus on both of them, changing them together, it's like, yes, without a doubt. And that's what you guys know well, is how to do both of them. And when you do that, that's mastery.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like there's no charge. Like I yeah, I knew there was going to be difference today for me. It's like yeah, there's no charge.
Well, that
There's
was a
absolutely
bonus
no
that came out
charge.
of it.
Yeah, big time. And I didn't want to announce it because I wanted to experience it,
Yeah.
Because it's very new what's happening in me. And it's something that I also denied.
And you attracted powerful women. You attracted powerful women. You attracted powerful women.
What do you mean?
You attracted powerful women. You rubbed them the wrong way, the old
Oh
way.
my God.
You attracted, you allowed, and their genius could contribute, not run away, not force them out, not overpower them. People don't like that.
Can you give me understanding on that? Because
Ginny,
I do.
a lot of the powerful women, that
Yes.
the old self, you would overpower them. You would try to overpower them. And this new version, this new you allows them to be powerful with you. And that's not fighting, but you're amplifying, you're growing, you're building together, not butting heads at the same spot.
Spot on. Oh, it's so spot on. That's what we spoke about, the intensity. Yeah. Craig?
I do, Nikki. So yes, it is the intensity. It's passion.
Yeah, it's
Power. It's power.
See, Nikki, I'm not the only one that sees that.
oh my God. But then how can I
Yeah. Well, you said it yourself, mastery.
yeah.
So look for the
Wow.
feedback. That's the only thing. It's like, look for the feedback. Look for the feedback. And people that have known you as that old self will challenge you for it. Just a pattern. So you'll be challenged for it as you work through it. They'll be challenging you in your new power. So just be aware. That's the feedback you pay attention to, because it'll charge you.
For
Or
example,
visit.
when people
Mhm.
back off from you, that's add more gentleness.
Mm. Yeah, you're right. There.
I mean, it's kind of that
It's
simple,
beautiful.
right?
It's right. Yeah, absolutely. It's like,
It's not rocket science at all.
yeah.
No, it's listening, and it's listening for all of them.
That's right.
And that's where mastery begins.
It really, yeah.
All right, my people. Loved it.
Yeah,
My
that's great.
people. Oh my
Love-
God. Ugh,
Me
that was
too.
sick. But I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
That was a really productive and fruitful
Very
time together. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Yeah. Cheers.
Have a great day. Till next time.
Okay. Yep.
Next
Big
time.
love.
Bye.
Bye.